End of this module, you should have installed Python, set up your VS Code, and then written your first script and taking your first step towards learning the language. Alright, so now we can immediately get our hands dirty and then get going. So to write our first script, we are going to need something we call a print statement. Now you may ask, what's a print statement? So a print statement, as it sounds, is just going to give us an output based on an input that we are given. You understand? So if you think of a printer, once you want to print something and you are inputting some specific document, you see, you expect a certain output. That's just how our print statement works. So for our print statement, it's just like a printer. You see, whatever documents that you put in, you ideally expect that particular output, right? Yes, so that's how our print statement also works. You understand? Now for our first program, we can go in here and just see hello world like this. Very beautiful. Yes, so now if you have been able to do this, you have officially written your first Python script. Now I'm not going to talk much about the quotation marks and all of that, but you officially have your first Python script. You understand? Yes. Now how do we run this script? Yes. So when we are done writing this line, we can basically click the button that looks like play over here. Now when we click this, we are going to run and we can see that we have hello world. I'm going to highlight it. You see, the input we gave has been returned. So our print statement returned the exact input that we gave, like I said it would. Yeah, so that's print statement. And congratulations once again for running your first script in Python. Now, very important, in order to not run into errors, in order to be error free in the future, we have to tackle a very important concept over here. You understand? Yes. And now to do that, I'm going to print another thing to the console. So, hello world. Yes, 2. Again. So at this point, you realize that whatever input is in between the quotes is going to be returned. That's the output that we are going to get because that's what we have written over here. Yes. So now we are going to understand our white spaces in a minute, but let me run again. So when we run this again, we have gotten both statements, right? Perfectly. And there were no errors, right? Now, let me space it over here. Just one single space. And you can already see that VS Code is giving us a warning. You can see the sign over there that this is something bad. And we are going to see why in a minute. Yes. So if you come to the bottom here, you see that we have an indentation error, unexpected indent. You understand? Yes. Now this unexpected indent is due to our white space over here. Now white space is just any space. You understand? Yes. So because of this space over here, Python is putting this under this. You see, it's putting this in scope of this. You see, now you realize that in other languages, they have points where they have brackets like this, and then they have the curly brackets too like this. You see, now all this is to control scope. You see, now in Python, we don't do any of that stuff. This is how we control scope through indentation. So it's kind of like how when you're writing an essay, you do paragraphs. So whenever you put something like this, you see you're adding an indent. You see, now we'll talk more about indentations in the future and what they do. You see, they are useful. They are not some danger you have to be afraid of them and get used to them too. But yes, they have specific uses and then we'll be using them for that in the future. Yes. So that's white spaces and then indentation. Yes. So anytime you see an indentation error, in your code, quickly go and then check your spacing and then all of your syntax, and then you'll be cool like that.